Oh, there we go. Looks like it's working, I think. Well, I'm just going to be on here in a little while. Yesterday I was working on this little cafe here. I still can't find a piece. So before I just go forward without the piece, I'm going to keep looking around, probably falling down somewhere. And anytime I touch Lego plants, they fall. It's, it's just so funny. But I'm going to keep looking around for the piece, and I figure I'm going to work through this Mario stuff right here. I don't have a shirt on. I'm going to go grab a shirt. Where's my little one says, well, Daddy, you do have a shirt on. Like, well, baby girl, guys are supposed to have an undershirt. But I figure I'm going to go through this Mario stuff here. I have my tablet with the digital instructions since I can't find the written ones. Something there. Looks like yeah, the paint chipped off. But I'm going to work through some of this Mario stuff. And maybe I'll find this piece I'm looking for. Doesn't seem to work well. See, it kind of sits like that. And it's missing the little um, code. But I'm going to work through some of this. I might find the missing piece. While I'm doing that is kind of my idea since I've kept the Mario area right there. In a little while, a couple hours, I'm gonna go run some errands. I'm waiting on some family. Don't think that's a Mario part. And a lot of this stuff, I'm just gonna take it apart down to its smallest component. Because I've started before. I started working on building some of these, and then I've gone to the piece apart order and done an order, and then realized, oh, I didn't need to order that piece because it was um, already together. So kind of a knowledge for anyone that runs into this where they have just tons of Legos sitting around and some of it's already together. You may not want to at first think about spending the time of breaking it all down, starting from scratch, but I think it's kind of for the best to just start from scratch so you don't end up wasting that pick apart order that you got to have like $30 in it to not get the $20 shipping and handling since it comes all the way from Denmark. I think it's Denmark. Some reason I told a little one I think it was Sweden. I got them stuck in my head about something. And I do end up a lot just getting a knife out to get some of this because I can't get it off any other way. Well, for noise today in my headphone, I was just going through headphone, my earpiece. I was just going through one of the video services and saw Dark Shadows. I'm sure a lot of people have no idea what that was, but it's an old it is a soap opera because it was on every day and it had a lot of soap opera cliches before they were cliches. It's from the 60s, but it was actually vampires and zombies, ghosts, all that stuff, and start organizing these and there was the Dark Shadows movie that was loosely based on it, on the soap opera. But it got, since it was doing a horror theme, zombies and all that, vampires. While it did show the daily soap opera stuff, the creator, director, decided that instead of following the pattern of Monday through Friday building something and then Friday being the hook, there was going to be a hook every day. So the plot actually moves, even though it was on for almost 10 years. The movie was actually fairly good. I mean, it could have been a lot better, of course, but it was pretty good. I mean, I've gotten to the point where movies that I look forward to, I try not to look forward to them. So I just enjoy them for what they are. I'm going to break everything down, but stuff like these trees. So I end up doing the tree the way the instructions say and not looking for these little pieces. But then, like this, I'm just going to keep this together because it stands out. There we go. I'll pull out the knife again. I did try to keep the Lego Mario stuff together when I packed everything up, but then stuff, of course, broke, and I think the half together and half not together is one reason I haven't. I always hate when these small pieces bounces around somewhere. Well, I'm not finding it right now, and I don't feel like looking for the little piece for long. I'm gonna be going through everything, the couple things I have left down under the table anyway soon. So I'm sure I'll find that little piece here soon, probably after I get done with what I gotta do this afternoon. I do like the digital instructions. I don't think this is how this is supposed to look. These two little barrels. So the little mushroom guy is just gonna be broken down that far. Yeah, I wish I could skip the commercials from this streaming service, but the only way they have all 15 seasons available is with unskippable ads. Gotten kind of so used to being able to not have ads on TV. And that's, when you scheduled your latrine break and um, food and water back in the day, as you knew by what was going on TV. Oh, something big's about to happen. About time to go to the bathroom. Right now, there's not a huge rhyme or reason to how I have things organized. I'm just kind of trying to put like items together right now in a somewhat organized manner. And I usually try to do things by color and by type. Weird little things next to weird little things. Twos and ones. Tan and brown, so on, so on. Try to keep the normal pieces in one place and the abnormal pieces in another by color. So all abnormals, all twos, but then group it by color. Ones. I kind of like to start by color. Of course, these little platforms that are really only part of the Mario sets, from what I can tell, are all just going to go in one spot. And a little Goomba, he can stay together. Of course, if you read the instruction manual for the original Mario Brothers, all of the Goombas and everything were actually citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario's just going around killing them willy nilly. I mean, like he's a old world king. Yep. Well, gotta save the princess, so I'm just going to kill every 1 mile I do, even though I know these are her citizens. She's not going to care. Maybe that's why she doesn't date them. Because I think Nintendo recently said they're not actually a couple. Which is like, why is Mario constantly going out and saving her? He's just that good of a guy. At some point, man, you're like, unless you're paying me, I'm not going to keep saving you. You need some better bodyguards, that's for sure. And like this piece here, looks like I'd started building something and put these parts in here. And I probably found I had already actually started it at one point already. The theremin music from Dark Shadows. I think I'd read somewhere saying they were like one of the first things to use a theremin for creepy music. And now that's just a staple. Now, most people don't know what a theremin is. Definitely heard it a few hundred times. I think there was a song by Garbage. I even heard a theremin in it and was surprised. I don't have a purple area yet. It's seriously love a day where everything doesn't hurt. So, getting these pieces ready to just start my Mario world from the beginning again, since everything got taken apart, or most everything got taken apart. Still not finding this one piece I'm looking for my little cafe, but I swear it probably got mixed in with this huge thing of Mario's over here. I have no idea what this is. It looks, no, okay. It looks like a light vest, maybe? Yeah, and I know this isn't going to be exactly riveting content, but it is Legos. Legos can only be so riveting. This might be the piece I was looking for my. No, it's tan. Thinking I need a tan one that looks like that. Flowers. I think it's actually going to be easier to start to do it by type and then color and then color rather than color and type. I love their in this show, The Dark Shadows. You can hear them tripping on their lines. I mean, this stuff was done live, and they did it in one take. They rehearsed and then they recorded it. Ones. Oh, neck. Now I'm just making a mess over here. Things like those platforms just need to go further away so they're not taking up room. I don't think this hat has anything to do with Mario. Might as well just turn that off. Let's see, 4, 2. Oh, ah. So many little pieces. So many little pieces. Oh, ah, I found a part. I found a part dropped earlier. Okay, so the housekeeper is telling Barnabas about legends of his family. Why wouldn't Barnabas Collins know the legends of the Collins family? Why does he need the housekeeper to tell him these legends? There were housekeepers, families that worked for a family their entire generation after generation. But you would think the members of the family would know the family history. But, no, I'm just trying to put logic to something where they have to give information to the viewers. I was looking for my phone, but my phone is sitting there right there in front of me, playing the show. I mean, I know we've all done that once, but it's like, do I have a working brain? Neck. Spoiled. I was looking for that word earlier. We've gotten so spoiled about not having to watch um, commercials. So I'm about to be building some of my Mario World stuff. It all fell apart. I had to pack up. I'm working on the Mario stuff. Mario has his own little part of my city here. The city is, of course, everything around me. My Mario stuff got taken apart, and I'm just having to pretty much start from scratch at this point is the easiest thing to do. Oh man, why is my knee hurting so much? Oh. Uh, I working on my Lego City. I'm gonna be lots of little bitty things here that I don't think actually go to the Mario stuff. So many little bitty pieces. Of course, this is a handful of Mario sets. This isn't just one set. There's kind of no telling. So I logged in really quick. When I logged in to the online instructions for these, it says like how many pieces of Legos you own just on the sets, and it's a number I just don't know. If you'll excuse me, well, I always have. I want to know why my non-bad knee is hurting right now. Well, almost down to the last of it. Almost down to the last of it. Didn't find the piece from my little cafe bistro thing. I'm gonna have to figure something else out for that. Yeah, didn't find the little piece I was hoping I'd find. I guess that is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. But at least now I can start building some of these Mario things. I have so many little Mario things I can build. I believe I'm just going to start on something simple. And where? Oh, yeah, I forgot I had more Mario stuff over here. So much Mario stuff. So much Mario stuff. I'm just trying to start all of this from scratch since when I moved, so much stuff just got thrown together. And if I'm not just 100% sure it's supposed to be how it is like this, I'm just taking it apart. I've just ended up with so many bits and pieces. It's just easier to take things apart at this point and start from scratch. So that is what I'm doing. Well, I'm just basically redoing. Oh, someone gave me a like. Thank you. I'm basically starting my whole Mario section of my city from scratch. So many things got back and forward and thrown around in a move. It's just easier to take things apart at this point. So I have a whole world here, of course. The city sections, dreams section. There's a cafe I was working on right here, and I can't find one of the parts for it, which is one reason I was going through all this Mario stuff because I was thinking it might have gotten mixed in because all the Mario stuff just used to be in a pile right here. But um, so that's why I'm started this project. Sometimes it's better to start from scratch. So so much of the Mario stuff was in two different sections, which is another reason I'm doing all this, which is just starting from scratch. Before I moved in this house, all my Mario stuff or all my Lego stuff was just kind of thrown around everywhere. So I didn't really realize how, excuse me, how much Mario or how much Lego stuff I had. And I'm in this house now, and I have a much better way of organizing everything. I can stay like that. I mean, I had recently started to rebuild some of this stuff, and then I realized I had more buckets of Legos that were actually sets. And I had actually done a couple of piece orders and then realized, oh no, I didn't need to order that stuff. So that's one reason I'm going through this process, is just to actually get everything. Oh, hi. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, if you look at some of my, I have a couple of videos um, on this channel also, because that's how it was. All my Lego stuff was in a Benz, and I'm don't exactly have much in the way. I live off my VA pension and my drill time. I'm still an Army reservist, as I can't find a civilian job right now. So I just started doing these videos talking about cheapest ways I can organize my Legos. Um, stage left there in the background is where I have everything organized, and I have some videos where I talk about it, where I'm just basically using Tupperware and stuff from Target, the cheapest I can find to organize things. Um, I mean, like this is a cheap Tupperware thing from Target. You get 20, I get 10 of them for like $20. And then I have a Lego sifter thing back there that helped me sift through. It's literally a sifter made out of little bits of wood. So that really helps. That really helped me get a handle on all the Legos. Then I could actually see what I have and start. Little one and I started putting our city together after that. Um, these tables are from IKEA, nice and cheap, but sturdy. Then we started actually, building our city and um, having more fun with the Legos rather than just sitting in buckets and not being able to build what you want because you can't. It's kind of daunting to deal with them because they're just a big bucket of stuff. Um, of course, a good bit of it is, you got to have the time to do projects like this, and um, well, I mean, mostly all I do is I do job applications. I have a little bit of Army Reserve work I do um, during the week. Basically, yeah, I'm not getting paid for it because it's not actually during drill, but I can do some paperwork on my Army computer, my Alexa thing, and that's about all I do. I do applications a lot. So, I started more organizing my Legos, and then little one and I have more fun with them because we actually can see what we have. But I didn't really realize how much I have. And there's actually a box somewhere that I don't have access to right now. That's even more Legos. Um, I could talk a little more about the actual city here. Where would this go? I guess we'll go there. I am trying to organize these by what they are a lot, but there's a lot of it. This more of those trees. Same things. I think I was talking with some soldiers once. We had some big project I'd given them, and it's just like, look, it's better to just at this point not even worry about how things are organized now, and we just need to start from scratch. Just take it all apart and start again because it's just going to take us longer to look at it to figure out how it was. Um, like this area is going to be just Mario. Little one wants this area for the Lego Dreams. Lego City is going to be over here, stage left. I have a red rocket from Fallout series right here. Y'all can see a Pokemon Center here. Um, I have some of the Horizon Forbidden West stuff. So that's going to be like these areas down here. This is actually a Lego or a Pokemon Center we built. Just to, so that's gonna always be like that. Oh, hey, there's more Mario stuff over there, and I didn't realize it. Yeah, this Mario stuff is. I don't have that many sets. I don't know how there's so much of it. Back there, um, the train. It actually, there's enough room for it to go all the way around. I'm gonna have a drawbridge right there out of some plywood and a hinge. Oh, oy vey, how long have I? I mean, I have Legos from the 80s. Um, this right here, this base here, I had when I was little, back in the 80s and 90s. Um, so I have Legos from back then. So a lot of my just random Legos are that old. This was a castle, but of course, little one has turned it into some rooms. I have a little girl, so I have Legos from back then still. The last let's say I left active duty in 2018. I think I'm a reservist now and Army. Um, so probably around 2020, 2021, I started buying more Legos again, the proper sets, and little one and I we're building them together. Okay. Oh, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Get some more. Now that stuff is going everywhere. I just dropped a tree down there as I'm getting this stuff a little more together. Uh, I mean, some of these Legos are from way back then, and a lot of it is the sets from more recent. But I think the person who asked that question left. I mean, little one and I will build these sets, and then our city is slowly coming together. when I'm just doing the building, I empty this little area to have some workspace area. Yeah, eventually, um, come on. Eventually, when I have a civilian job again, I'm going to add some more IKEA tables over here so that I have a more dedicated um, building area. I I keep dropping everything, and the floor is so far away now. Floor is so much further away than it used to be. Don't really understand how that happens. But the floor just keeps getting further and further away. So I'm taking apart all these half-built Mario things to just start again because I realized I was ordering pick apart orders that I didn't need to when trying to fix these things. I so some of the um, warp gates or whatever you want to call them. I can't think of the actual name right now. Warp tubes, whatever. Okay. I am slowly getting to the point where I can rebuild these things. This one looks like it's together properly, so I'm not going to mess with that one. Uh, Slowly getting there. What time is it? Pretty soon. Almost 2 o'clock. A little while. Almost to the point where I can start rebuilding Mario Land. Yeah, it's just when you move, everything gets thrown together, and Legos are just the easiest things in the world to come apart. And little one and I would like to build a nice long Mario course. There we go. Yeah, sometimes that little knife is just the easiest way to do things. Of course, I'm the generation. My grandfather handed me a pocket knife when I was young, and I carried it to school. I never thought about it. Um, when I got when I became an Eagle Scout, when I got an Eagle Scout, one of the Scout masters handed me a pocket knife. Now that's a little one that asked me why I always have a pocket knife on me. I'm like, oh, I just always have. It's just boys in the South just always carry pocket knives. Not something we think about. This guy's still together, so he can stay in this. This looks like it's correct. And I hope I'm not making a bad decision. Of course, don't always realize what you're building. So I might just be better if well, they do usually put a picture as to what you're building before, when you start building it. So hopefully that doesn't come to bite me. Well, I'm whittling it down here. Really getting there. Man, I got so many of these brick remover things. I'm starting to think not all of these are just Mario. And just a lot of my stuff has gotten mixed together over time. But I will definitely figure that out as I'm starting to rebuild the Mario area. actually might actually just break things. It's a very good chance that should a very good possibility I'll just break everything I touch as normal. I'm thinking all of this over here might be Mario also. Really bit off a lot here. Where did that go? Oy, that floor is far away. Ugh. I think all this just needs to get added to my pile, possibly having to do with Mario. Of course, it's probably actually good just to not have everything sitting around. There are just so many parts here. I think it's best that I get this stuff kind of organized and then be able to see what I actually have. There we go. Little part started to follow between there. And once I actually get through these, I'm going to have to find some and have to organize these things better. I don't want to add them to all my extra pieces in my buckets because I'm thinking these are mostly just Mario stuff, and I'd rather keep it somewhat separate. But it's taking up so much room. I'd have to organize these things better so I can actually work with them. There's so much stuff here. It just doesn't make sense to keep it all laid out like this. I wouldn't have any room to actually do anything. So getting these together is just really step one of rebuilding the Mario area of my Lego City. Even if all these parts are not actually Lego, or not actually Mario. Having them organized and then rebuild my Mario area will, the next step after rebuilding, putting them with all my extras, will be fairly quick because they're already somewhat together. These parts, I'm sure, are not Mario. My leftovers from building something else. I think everything that is a flower or a shrubbery needs to go in here. Shrubbery. Now, I think this one was when I was badly keeping things. And it's just a bunch of random sets. Stuff ended up in here. As I'm rebuilding Mario areas, I'm just gonna have to keep that handy. Now, I think I'm gonna have to get a bunch of different little Tupperwares. Yeah. Oh, so I will be back in a second. All right. So, got some nice random Tupperwares to help. So all these little stops here, putting in one, because these things take up a lot of room. All right. So here's all the little different, land things I have in one spot and sit there next to the Red Rocket. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is going to be putting like things together. There's so much standing up in these little Tupperwares. The weird things that stand out. That way they're going to be easy for me to find when I'm looking for them. All right, pieces of the trees can go in here. Come on. There we go. Well, those are pretty easy to see. All right. Yeah, I think it's just going to be the best thing. Keep all these parts somewhat organized. Can't really keep all of these things out here on the table. It's just too much in small areas. This might just be near enough room to actually work in. The clouds can go over here with the flowers. Well, seems like I made a good start here. There's just a lot of parts here. Of so many different shapes and sizes. So many shape sizes and colors. I mean, this is kind of a weird thing to do, but when you have so many of them, I just find it's easy to push the bottom together, and then you're still able to pull them apart, but they're going to stay somewhat together. I mean, they're going to stay together, not somewhat, but this way you can still pull them apart. But um, they're organized, they're together. And you can pull them apart without having to break a nail or use the without having to use the brick separator. Green. Blue. Different sized. Red. I do like to, this is where my I like to have things in order from biggest to smallest. That's why I like to stack them, so they're taking up less room. And there's just so many different sets here and so many parts. The only way I'm going to be able to work with these is if they're stacked. Of course, can't stack them and do my little feathering thing with all types of Legos, like these smooth ones. I just gotta stack them. There's just so many parts here for all these different Mario sets I have. And it's really been annoying me that I haven't put them back together till now. I've kept distracting myself with um, other parts or other sets, and doing what I should do during the day, which is applications. But I can only do so many of those. Spend so much time doing those. So after a while, you do enough applications, and you're just like, I'm done with this. I'm done answering the same question 50 times. And there's personality tests that people have said again and again mean absolutely nothing because they ask the same question in 3 ways. I can't believe the government still uses those stupid personality tests. They're pointless. Oh, sad. I didn't see you to put something in there. Sorry about that. I'm working on some Mario sets right now. Um, I need to get better about checking those comments, especially if I see that there's someone in there. But I'm not always. I get very focused at times. So I'm glad a couple more people have given me likes. That's very nice. I'm gonna be leaving here in about 20 minutes, though. I just got a text and got to go look for some stuff. I'm hopefully going to use for applications. Some paperwork. I mean, good or bad, the government jobs require a lot. And being severely dyslexic, if I can have a few more minutes when writing out essays, would really help me. And the jobs I'm applying for, I think I'd be very good at. Unfortunately, that means digging through really boxes and boxes of stuff. All right, I'm getting here. I'm getting there. I am almost so close to having this stuff organized to a way that I can use. I can move forward and getting there. And once I get back, I'll probably spend a little more time getting um, 20. Okay. Slowly, ever so slowly getting there. There's just so many parts and all these different sets. Oy, so many little parts. So many little parts. Ah, closer and closer, closer and closer. All these little parts to start working on this Mario stuff. just having to start from scratch when I have like these 4 Mario sets. Everything just got thrown together. So many different parts. It's just best to start from scratch sometimes. All right. Well, I should probably go take care of this. Probably not find what I'm looking for. And then tomorrow, just take that written test without any extra time. That is what it is. Well, and those y'all gave me some likes. Thank you. Hopefully, I got a subscriber or two out of it. If not, oh well. Here's my mouse. Maybe. Nope. It's the mouse for my army computer.